Hey guys, this is an update for those following the disappearance of Nicola Bulley, who's been gone now for 5 days. She disappeared last Friday, the 27th of January, after walking her dog, Willow, a Springer Spaniel, along a towpath by the side of the River Wyre in St Michael's, Lancashire. So it's my county, so I'm following this case very, very closely. I do live in a big county. It's not near where I live. It's the opposite side of Preston from where I live, on the way to Fleetwood and out towards Morecambe Bay. So I'm going to read through this article that the Mail Online have published. They've pulled together quite a bit of information here, and I'm going to add some of the photos and some of the information that I've got apart from this. So there have been some updates over the last 24 hours, but Nicola is still missing. It's so sad. I mean, just going out for a dog walk and then never coming home is just so sad. The distraught partner of missing mother Nicola Bulley has tried to gently break the news that mummy is lost to their 2 little girls. Miss Bulley's daughters cried their eyes out as their father, Paul Ansell, tried to console them, while himself racked with fear and grief this week. It's been 5 days now since the mother of 2 vanished, while walking her dog, Springer Spaniel Willow, on a towpath by the River Wyre. She's 45 and her phone was found on a bench, still dialed into a business call she was on when she was last seen. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. And whilst Mr. Ansell is trying to be as strong as possible for the sake of his girls, he's tried to explain the basics to them. His father David, so that's Paul's father David, has said the children have been told mummy's missing, but they haven't been told the full details. When they were told, they absolutely cried their eyes out. And there is Nikki and Paul. And this is a good graphic. If the Mail Online do anything well, they do good graphics. So, January 27th, Nicola drops her 2 daughters off at school and she leaves her vehicle in the car park right there. At 9:15, she's seen from Garstang Road walking east along the river. And just a point here, it's about 13 miles from St Michael's. It flows into Morecambe Bay. For those of you who know Lancashire, Morecambe Bay is notoriously dangerous. The tides go in and out so fast. You know, it's well known that if you are walking on beaches in Morecambe, you stick close to the shoreline. It's a few years since I visited Morecambe Bay. I think these are the last photos I could find from my last trip to Morecambe Bay, and this is more northern than where the River Wyre would come out. This is a small village called Hesbank, and it's wild. It's very wild out there. And these photos were taken in the middle of August. So welcome to summer in Lancashire. I'll also say that the River Wyre becomes tidal below the weir at St Michael's. Now, I don't know where Nicola was last spotted or where the dog was found and the harness and the phone is below or above the weir. But apparently there are some fast-flowing currents. This quote here from Twitter, this wins the internet for yesterday because it was a response to somebody who's already starting the conspiracy theories that the scene looks staged. Yeah. Anyway, so she's seen at 9:15 walking along here, and then at 10:15 the alarm is raised by a walker who finds her Springer Spaniel Willow running loose. And the message is got to Paul, and Paul calls the cops. And then Willow's harness and lead are found on a bench along with her phone, which is still connected to the work conference. Now, the boss later on in this article says that she was muted and her camera was off. So whatever happened wasn't caught on that conference call. She was listening in while she was walking Willow. So I've also heard, now this is not confirmed, that somebody actually found the lead and the harness on the ground near the river and then put it on the bench, but that's not confirmed. That's just something that I've heard. And these are water teams scouring the river here. You can see the banks are pretty steep, so if you fell in, I mean, it's not too bad there. If you fell in there, you struggle to get out. Nicola's mother said Paul had to tell the girls what was going on. He just told them mummy's lost. It's heartbreaking. Speaking from the family home in Inskip, Lancashire, Mr. Ansell said he spent all of Sunday searching for his partner of 12 years. The engineer said it's just perpetual hell. It's utter disbelief. We are living through this, but it doesn't feel real. All we can say is we need to find her. She's got 2 little girls that need their mummy home. We've got to get some good news now. Well, news hasn't come in as of yet. Kevin Camblin of Bowland Pennine Mountain Rescue jumped to action in the hours after she disappeared, leading a team of 25 trained volunteers to search the immediate vicinity that same day. He told the Daily Mirror, "The abandoned house is right opposite the bench on the other side of the river, over a 10-foot garden wall. It's quite posh." It is quite posh round there. It is quite posh around there. Not that I know the area. I've just been doing the Google Street View and virtually driving around the area. He says, "We didn't go into the house. As a volunteer search and rescue team, we don't actually go into buildings. We might go into a barn or something. We leave that to the police." While the team was searching the grounds, the owner was there, and we asked him to go in. He had a quick look around and said she wasn't there. The team arrived at the location around 1 p.m. after receiving a midday alert and searched tirelessly until about 8 p.m. The revelation comes after Lancashire police said today they found a key witness who they believe could help find the missing mother. So this was an appeal that Lancashire police put out yesterday. It was somebody who was seen in the vicinity, an older gentleman, gauged to be around 70 years old, well-built, walking a small, white, fluffy dog. Several hours later, they did locate that witness. I don't know whether he came forward or someone gave a name, and he has been spoken to. So I don't know whether they're ruling him out for something or I don't know. But again, they're still not considering this a criminal investigation. Nicola was reported last seen by a man walking his dog in the vicinity 9:15 a.m. So that was walking east along the towpath, remember? So coming along here. His wife, a 57-year-old software engineer, told the Times her husband was one of the 3 people in the field the morning Nicola disappeared. He said there was nothing unusual about her. She seemed completely normal. "I often see her and say hello. I've always thought she looked very nice in her bobble hat and smart Wellington boots. She wouldn't say that about me when I'm walking my dogs. It's just horrible to know she's missing." Villager Nicola Dewey told the publication she skipped her usual river walk for 2 days running in the wake of Miss Bulley's disappearance. "It's really stunned people. It's silly, but we are now locking our doors," she said. Well, as of yet, I don't think we're saying that there's a killer on the loose. As of yet, but I'm certainly not ruling anything out at the moment. I'm strongly thinking that she's fallen in the river and the tides washed her out. If she was here at 9:15 and she walked along the towpath to this area, so that would only be a few minutes. So let's say 9:30. The tide was going out, and people think that low tide is safe because the river's lower. However, when a tide is going out, I found the tide times for Morecambe on Friday, and low tide was 9:52, so the tide was going out. So it will have been pulling water towards the sea. So even though the river will be much lower, because at high tide it gets really high, the current would be quite strong, pulling you towards the sea. So even if you could stand up, once you get taken by the water, you're going to struggle to get back up if the undercurrent's strong. So that's the bench that the dog lead and phone were found at. So the director of Exclusivity Mortgages, presumably that's where Nikki worked, said that Nikki had logged in to a team meeting at 9:01 a.m. It seems as if she was muted and didn't have her camera on. She was listening in while walking her dog, he told Mail Online. There were numerous parties involved in this. A lot of people attended the call. The police are investigating the call. However, if she was muted, as I said, and her camera was off, it's not going to have captured anything, is it? I guess they can review the call. I don't know if the call would have been recorded and or it was Zoom or something like that. If it's just a regular team meeting, you might not record it. But maybe people there would be able to say when the last time was that Nicola actually, unmuted and spoke during the meeting. And I'd like to say that as somebody who spent the entirety of lockdown doing Zoom and Zoom meetings, it's normal to mute while you're not speaking so that there's not a lot of background noise. So it could be that she was muted because she was listening, but she had been participating in the call and was just unmuting when she was speaking. So they'll be able to kind of say that, and presumably they'll be helping the police with that. There's a statement here by Nicola's family who says, "We have been overwhelmed by the support in our community and would like to thank everyone for their ongoing efforts to help us find Nicola. The girls are desperate to have their mummy back and home safe with them, and your ongoing efforts have provided comfort to them whilst we await news on Nicola. We ask for anyone who thinks they may have any information that may help the police to find Nicola, please come forward and help them with their inquiries. Specialist search teams today, so this was yesterday, comb the River Wire in St Michael's and the surrounding countryside in an effort to locate the mortgage advisor. Villagers have also joined in the search." Oh, there's Willow. Oh. As you know, if you know my channel, I've got a Springer Spaniel. A neighbour said the family is extremely close-knit. They are very loving and they will be in absolute pieces. It's a mystery. They just have no idea where she is. We were out on the search on Sunday and she had taken the dog there loads of times, but the banks of the river can be quite slippery. She added, "You just don't know, do you?" Police are appealing for any information on her whereabouts. She's described as white, 5'3", with light brown shoulder-length hair. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing a long black gilet jacket with a hood, black jeans, olive green ankle Wellington boots, and her hair was in a ponytail. And Lancashire Police say, "We appeal for anyone who may have been driving through the village of St Michael's last Friday morning at about 9:15, or who may have a dash cam that could be of use to us, or people who may have been dog walking in the area or on the towpath to come forward. They can ring 101, or if they have a sighting of Nicola, please ring 999. Searches have been carried out by Lancashire Police using a helicopter, drones and dogs, with support from Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service, Bowland Pennine Mountain Rescue Team and the North West Underwater Search Team. Locals have also organised searches in the area. So again, that's 101, quoting log 473 as of January 27th. If you see Nicola, or anyone you believe to be Nicola, call 999. Or if you need to make the call anonymously, then please ring Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. Hopefully, I can update later with some good news that Nicola has been found safe and well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.